ってところかな。一気に片付けるよ。出し惜しみはなし。パーフェクトフルバースト。
Hey guys, welcome back to Zethythonix channel. I'm cleaning up some of the old footages that I have, so I'm starting with Gundam Perfect Strike Freedom. I have around 4 to 6 reviews already planned, but I was extremely unwell last month, so I have to delay everything. Just a quick update. HLMS Unicorn episode is still WIP. I expect it's gonna be finished in 2 weeks. To be honest, I stopped following the build series since Build Fighters Try. I just found the new build series can't give me that motivation to watch. I guess I cannot move on from Build Fighters. Recently, Gundam Breaker Battlogue. I know that Gundam Breaker is a game to mix and match, but I still cannot accept that most designs are like random design put onto another Gundam. I really cannot accept the designs except Perfect SF, Lifelines Heaven, and Command Quanta. Maybe I will review the rest of the 2 Gobblers, but it's hard to tell now. Today, we are building a mixture of SF and P Strike. Hopefully, it's gonna be fun and able to stand by itself because the backpack looks heavy. Okay, let's look at the side of the box, then we'll move on to the runners. As you can see, a very traditional build series instruction manual. I actually like this format a lot. I hope there will be a unique format in the future for every Gunpla series. The Perfect SF have the same frame from the HGCE Strike Freedom. Some of the armor parts are from the HGCE too. So I looked through the menu. Good news to the people who have the deluxe version of HGCE Strike Freedom, because the Super Dragons is the same one on HGCE Strike Freedom. So you can use the deluxe stand to make the Dragons deployed. Unfortunately, to the people who don't have the deluxe version, you're just gonna stick with the boring Dragons decoration. Alright, it's really nothing to say until I've finished it, so I will come back to the review. Hey guys, welcome back to the HGGBB Perfect Strike Freedom review. So this is the finishing of it. Just put this strike at the beginning. This Gundam cannot stand by itself at all. But luckily, the backpack is long enough to support the weight, so you don't need to use an action base. For real though, I still can't get over this abnormal view of Perfect Striker on SF. It looks similar to the concept, but extremely weird at the same time. Now, without further off-topic chats, we are starting this review. The leftovers are the original SF parts. It's good for custom, and not gonna lie, the parts are quite useful for mixed build. You will receive 4 extra beam effects. Those are from IJ, so you don't have use for the extra effects. The leftover runners can create 2 beam sabers, but the effects on IJ are bigger, so you can't complete the beam saber. As usual, we are starting from the head. None of the parts were changed. This is the original SF head. It's still very nice to see HG got that small detail color on the face. However, the depth of the line on the face is quite bad, so I suggest to do some scribing. The head is standard, so we'll skip to the articulation articulations, since the neck is not a PC piece but an actual joint. So moving up and down is quite good. Tilting is there because it's a ball joint. Rotation is difficult because the back of the head is quite big. The chest is very Strike Gundam, but not entirely. The signature multi-phase beam cannon is gone. Compared to Strike Gundam, Perfect SF have more visible armor on the top of the chest. However, the articulations were sacrificed for stability. The main joint in the middle is a pick joint, so the torso and backpack can work together to make it stand. There are some small articulations you can slightly move front and back. Side to side is impossible. Turning around is weak because the side skirts got in the way. Despite the main joint in the middle changed, but I still strongly suggest to use the adapter on the backpack and not bottom of the waist if you want to put it on the base. Just like the PE Strike, each shoulder has different armament. The left shoulder is Panzer Eisen rocket anchor. Since this is an anchor, you have a wire to make it shoot out. Unfortunately, despite the anchor is light and not dropping, but the overall weight is too heavy, so the pose could be a bit unnatural. The right shoulder is combo weapon port. You will see the 120mm Gatling gun, the micro missile launcher, and an original multi-phase beam cannon on the back? I'm not sure why this piece is here, but it's build series, so I can't really talk about weapon logics. Each forearm has a special armament. I won't show the rotation because these armor pieces are extremely loose. For the better result, I decided to glue them. The right forearm is Indra stun unit. You will rotate the barrel facing front if you want to pose with it. The left forearm is leg fan beam blade. You need to rotate it to make the correct pose. You can stick a little blade onto it. Also, you have one beam shield. It's connected through this red piece here, but there's only one, so you're gonna need to rip the one on SF to complete the double shield. The articulations will be affected if you keep the wings up. Without them holding up, the arm can rotate 360. The lifting is bad because it will bump into the anchor. Moving front and back is decent, rotation is the same usual 360, and bending is touching the shoulders. Very good. You have a pair of open hands as optional hands, same as HGGBB Strike Freedom. The waist is pretty similar to the original SF. The one difference on the front is this black piece. I cut the front skirt so they can move individually. They can move a bit more than 90. Not bad. Side skirts are large, so the movement is very little. Back skirts are connected together. They can move slightly more than 90 after you move the backpack away. The legs connector is a horizontal turn joint, which is not really helping, but just briefly mention it. The whole leg is exactly the same as SF except the knee armor, but the additional of the new armor is cool in my opinion. As for the articulations, front kick is 90, side kick is probably 45, and back kick is close to 90. The knee band is a perfect U shape. Very excellent feature, but you won't use it anyways. Just like the SF, there's a cover at the back of the legs. You can open them and reveal a hollow thruster. The armor on the ankle can move a little bit. The whole foot can move front and back, side to side, and the rotation is there too. Alright, welcome to the sale of Buy Backpack, Get Gundam Free. The backpack is the true point of this Gambler. This backpack resembled L Striker, which is the #1 famous striker of all time. There are 8 super dragons. You can take them out, but unfortunately you can't make them fly around unless you have that effect stand. So it's more like decoration now. As for the articulations, the wings can move up and down easily. The vernier thrusters can move via ball joints, but the ball joints are not that reliable. The Zethythonix railgun is no longer on the side skirts, but now on the backpack. They replace the beam sabers on the L Striker. If you want to use them, lower the wings, then rotate the barrel facing front. Pull the back component down, and here is the shooting position. Despite this backpack is mostly hollow, but the weight is still too heavy, which another problem flowed out. The pick joints are quite short. Sometimes the backpack will disconnect if you are playing with some large movement pose. The weapons are very iconic. It's the cannon and sword from the striker packs, but a little bit different. You can use it as one sword and one cannon, but the combining form is the gimmick. You can push them together and form into a mixture weapon. If you hold it from the trigger, it's the super mode of Agni. When you hold the handle, it becomes the super mode of Swagware. Of course, the effect pass from IJ is used on the side of the combined form. When not in use, the sword can store on the right thruster and the cannon can be stored on the left thruster. Bandai knows that if relying on the standard connector on the bottom of the waist, the heavy weight will cause the Gundam can't pose correctly, so they gave you an extra adapter on the backpack. This is the end of the review. I'm just gonna do the conclusion right here. The looks and scales are fine. I can't really pick something out of them. However, from my own experience, the lower body is soft and lack the strength. If you move the thruster slightly and cause the balance changed, you can clearly feel the legs are loose. I guess you either use the thruster to help the standing or just use the adapter on the backpack to balance the pose. Sadly, the backpack joints are short and the forearm pieces are loose. You need to glue them if you want a better experience. The combined weapons are heavy, so you will have very difficult time to make your pose. For HG, the design is fancy, but personally I prefer some gauntlets that I can pose without the heavy parts fell off every 10 seconds. I really don't have special comments for this gauntlet, it's just your regular standard gauntlet. But seriously though, I cannot find that passion and motivation to watch build series again. After Build Fighters, the sequels and new series just doesn't give me that feeling anymore. I know people said Re-Rise is great, but I still can't find that unique feeling from Build Fighters. I guess my opinion here is like my goodbye to the build series, but hopefully one day Sunrise can make another motivated and unique build series like Build Fighters. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell next to it. I recently just got back, so I'm cleaning out the footages every week. Hopefully I can finish the Unicorn episode soon. Thank you Pams for making the thumbnail. His channel is in the description, so is my Discord. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.